violence. Be space from all the wildin'. Money coming in, they got problems too. I can't solve them all without losing you. And when I get to losing you, it's Mayday. There's no getting through to you, Mayday. I know my silence drives you crazy.
What's good? What's good, everybody? It's a Sunday Fun Day here at DTF Radio, and it's the Butters Basics show. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you hear the sounds in the background. The song is called Mayday. The artist that's sitting with us today goes by the name of Vic Rivers. Vic, real quick. Wait, let me hear you again. Say it again.
It's Vic Rivers. We out here in Butters Basement, DTF Radio. What's up?
Butters Basement is my show stage. Butters Basics is my radio show. And it's okay. Because, this is the platform for the unknown to get known. And it's your first time being interviewed by anyone. And your first time talking about my brand. And so I'm going to reciprocate by talking about yours. I'm going to pull the song back and I'm going to let the people hear it, okay? So while it's playing in the background, what is Mayday about?
So Mayday is a song about mental health, also love as well. It's a double entendre if you listen to the chorus. And it's really about, that sometimes, your friend may be smiling, but in the inside, they're going through tremendous battles and traumas. And this song's really for that. Sometimes, you got that cry for help, but you're afraid to talk to someone, but inside you crying for help. And this song's really for that.
Why should people talk to other people about the things that they want to cry about?
Yeah, and I know it's hard, especially with the Black and brown community, especially with men. It's hard to talk about how you feel, but sometimes you have to, because we see, like, especially in the pandemic now, like, suicide rates have gone up, and like famous people with a lot of money still like commit suicide and take their lives. So like that tells you sometimes the money, the fame, the clout is not enough, and sometimes you can't be afraid to reach out to your friends, because sometimes that person giving you comfort is the one thing that'll take you from falling off the ledge.
If you had an opportunity to talk to somebody, or not just the celebrities, but anyone that's listening, about the importance of being able to be expressive about their mental state, what would you tell somebody that's questioning whether their thought process is important?
That's a good question. The first thing I think I would tell them is don't be afraid to be judged. That's something I went through a lot when I was younger. I didn't know, like, really, I didn't have no one to talk to, and music like helped me through that. So don't be afraid to be judged. If please, like, try to find a friend, a family member that you could talk to. But if not, indulge in the arts. There's a lot of, whether it's music, movies, television, any form of art, there's a lot of art that could help you get through it, even if you don't have nobody to talk to. Because
so
when
you
I was
think
young,
that art is a solution?
One of the solutions.
Okay.
I don't want to like downplay other solutions. There's therapy, there's other stuff, but like for me, at least, like when I had nobody to talk to, at least like music, there was musicians that I could listen to that understood the pain I was going through. And even though I didn't have nobody to talk to at first when I was going through these stuff, it helped me a lot.
I watched you perform on an occasion at an event that you had dedicated towards world suicide prevention. Let me say it properly.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they had, America is the place that gives 365 days on the calendar to something that they want to devote to something to. And that particular time that I came out, it was World Suicide Prevention Day. And I just thought it was so dope. Like, get your ass up. Post-COVID ass up.
Yeah, exactly.
And come and celebrate living with the living, and talk about why your art form is so important to people, because you have made an impression on the world.
Thank you.
You have.
Thank you.
I'm almost to tears. Like, I thought it was dope because I'll keep it funky with you. How many years have you been rapping? Tell the
So it's
truth.
like
Tell the
13
truth.
years now.
Okay, so 13 years, and so you're a student in the school of hip hop.
Yeah.
And when you came out and decided to do music, you dedicated it towards self-expression, which a lot of artists do.
Yes.
But the thing that you're providing is a niche market conversation.
Yeah.
And you're
Absolutely.
really dope at doing that.
Thank you.
I liked it.
Thank you.
I saw something in the brand. I want the people to listen to your music, and then we'll come back and have that conversation. Do you mind?
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Thank you.
Mayday, once again, you said is about what?
It's really about, I wanted to make a song that could, one side is the mental health, the war within yourself that you have at times. But also, I wanted it to be like, all right, it also plays like a love song because like Mayday is inspired by love and depression. So I wanted really to give the people an anthem that, whether it's mental illness, heartbreak, two things, I stand behind my music. You can relate to both sides,
You're
and
not afraid to share.
yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, because I said growing up, music was the only thing that was able to get me through the depression. I attempted suicide 3 times, and after every time, music was like the one thing that was there, that wasn't judging me, that was comforting me, that was consoling me when I couldn't find that in anyone or anything.
All right.
And
So let's
so
give it to them.
yeah,
Everybody, this is Mayday
yeah, it's
by
coming
the
out October
artist.
29th. Yeah,
Yo, and he's going to be performing live at the Conscious Concert here in Brooklyn, New York, in Bushwick at 1080 Broadway Avenue. It's going to be super dope. We've got panel guest speakers. We've got conscious comedy, which, who knows if you've ever heard about it? Come fucking experience it.
yes.
All right. And then we got artist performances that you've never seen before giving a piece of themselves. It's not backpacker rap.
Yeah,
Let me just, is conscious convo. Let's do it,
yes,
everybody.
facts. Yep.
There's no getting through to you, Mayday. I know my silence drives you crazy. Made you crash your course, now it's Mayday.
Mayday, now it's Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. It drives me crazy. Mayday, Mayday. Mayday, Mayday. It drives me crazy.
One at a time, most expensive thing to buy. Right next to love, offered you all of mines. It's a shame, you would've made a fine spouse. Love's a losing game, where to Amy Winehouse. Hard not to fold the cards that life dealt. And I wish I never knew how that night felt. Hard to give thanks, the gift comes with a curse. All he does is complain, here's another verse. That's another trait I thought I'll never have. Same downfall when you living in the past. Burning bridges before I cross them, just a fool falling. God's phone's busy, what's my true calling? It's the life I live, it's not the life I want. They tell me to accept it, well I probably won't. Guess I made my bed, it's time to lie down. Please don't cry then if you wouldn't cry now. Silence, I need silence. Need space from all the wildin'. Money coming in, they got problems too. I can't solve them all without losing you.
Back.
And when I get to losing you, it's Mayday. There's no getting through to you, Mayday. I know my silence drives you crazy. Made you crash your course, now it's Mayday.
Mayday, Mayday. Now it's Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. It drives me crazy. Mayday, Mayday. Mayday, Mayday. It drives me crazy.
So Vic, that was Mayday.
Yeah.
It's like Mayday is like a call for help. Like we're asking for
Yes, SOS,
people to
exactly.
hear us. Like, can you see me? Can you help me? Type of shit. Like,
Yeah.
and since this is real talk here, this is the platform for the unknown to get known. Usually I introduce everybody. Today was a little bit unusual with the energy, but it's okay because we the higher power only gives us but so much that we can handle, but as much as we can give to each other. There's never ending surplus
Facts.
of what we are supposed to be doing. We just get it done. So if everyone's watching right now or you're listening, my name is Butter. You can follow me on the gram at Gazebo, GAZZEBO. And this is the platform for the unknown to get known. And that's Gazebo with 2 Z's so you don't sleep. 11210, because I'm a Brooklyn girl.
You know what I'm saying?
All day, every day. You can check the zip code and figure it out. I'm from Flatbush Junction. Look for me. I'm at your nearest Target to that zip code. Like I'm around the corner, literally. To the left of me, the best of me, the beautiful, magnanimous, sultry, superbulous, comic phenomenon. Savannah_comedy is where you can follow her on the gram. Please, Savannah, please greet the people.
How's everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday?
Blessed.
Yes, definitely. My mic is sounding good today.
Man, the mic sound nice.
Mm-hmm.
Check one.
Sitting to the left of Sivan, the best of Sivan comedy. You can follow her on the gram. Also, she is one of the main characters, the star of Love is Love, produced by Miss Lourdes. Excuse me. Follow Lourdes at Sunny Do. That's SUNY Do, and she produces the show. Excuse me. Is it a show or is it like is it a web series or how is
It's
she?
a short film.
A short film.
It's an indie short film.
Love is Love. It's gonna be up for so many accolades. I want to be a part of it.
God knows.
Hun,
People
you the
plan and
God.
God laughs.
You the God, right? And being that you're the God, you put yourself in position.
Absolutely.
So when that happens, all you do is open your arms out to the atmosphere and say, take me, here I am.
To the universe.
Receive me, and I want to be everything that you've asked of me.
Yes. I definitely want God to use me as a vessel to teach people, to guide people, to lead people.
Your voice. Are you a radio personality?
I am a radio personality.
Okay.
My name,
Sorry to make you cut to that,
it's
Chase,
okay.
but it's I want people to know.
I go by Queen Bee 161. 161 is my block.
Should they follow you on the gram?
If they like, it's Queen Bee, QUEEN BEE. The number's 161 at it's AOL.
Oh,
and
you like
AOL.
Well, that's my email. Forget about that.
What's your gram?
Queen Bee 161
on the gram.
On the gram.
And you play Cindy on Love is Love.
I am the lead in Love is Love. I am Cindy.
Shout out to the cast members.
Shout out to the whole cast member for Lourdes for even thinking about me. It was definitely a curveball. Didn't expect to be asked to be on the movie. I had no idea.
Look at how many opportunities.
She asked me to audition. I just did it. Didn't think I was gonna, land the role. Mm-hmm. I heard her crying. I was like,
she chose me.
I said, oh my God, she's crying.
Oh wow.
That means that you've affected the hearts of people. One of the reasons why I asked you to come in here and have this conversation was because you spoke lightly about how suicide has affected your life, and I know that Vic Rivers, his purpose in his organization DNA. Talk about it.
Yeah, so thank you. So DNA is an acronym for Diversity Never Abandoned, which is my company name.
Diversity Never Abandoned.
Yeah, acronym for DNA. We all have different DNA in us that give us different qualities, traits, and aspects and all that, but we're still human at the end of the day. And so diversity and mental health is two of like the biggest things I stand for behind my music and everything I do.
How does diversity become a conflict within mental health? I don't expect you to be the expert on that answer, but it's like we all know that we all have different traits and different heritage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that affect how someone views themselves in the world and actually make them want to either assimilate to how they think the world has said is more accepted, or should diversity make someone feel more comfortable within themselves? Should they accept being different?
Exactly. So I think it's a double-edged sword. What you just said, we should accept all being different. I think like that's the good that comes with diversity. Like, especially with mental health illness, I feel like a lot of people, different races, ethnicities, they could all come together behind that. But on the other side of the double-edged sword, I feel like diversity and mental health plays a role because, especially in the Black and brown community, and men especially, I feel like if you're growing up like Black or brown as a man through the hood or any other like rough upbringings.
And you're from South
Yeah, I'm from
Jamaica, Queens?
Queens, and it's like
South Jamaica, or like, is that a
yeah,
difference?
just Jamaica. I
Like,
mean,
Jamaica,
Jamaica
Queens?
runs so far, but yeah, not from South side, but from I guess like North side, but Jamaica,
Mm.
Queens, and just growing up as my mom's Guyanese, my dad's Puerto Rican, so being that Caribbean, brown community, as a man, like I feel like it's harder for us men to talk about mental health, especially we be chilling with our boys, be like, yo, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good. You know,
And you're not always good.
exactly.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, you're going through a lot of demons within, but your boy asks you how you doing, and like you don't want to look like soft or weak or
Right.
whatever. So you tell your boy like, yo, I'm doing fine. Like,
Mhm.
whereas I think like sometimes females, ladies have it easier, to talk to your friends and stuff and be more open to how you're feeling. Like as a man, like say you're going through a breakup, like you can't even tell your boy like, yo, I'm going through right now. She did this, blah blah blah, or I did this, I messed it up, blah blah
Mhm.
blah. Like sometimes like it's even hard to tell your boys that because growing up you have like that stigma, like you're a man, you gotta be
Especially in the
strong.
Caribbean community.
Yeah,
It's
especially
like,
Caribbean
Mhm.
community, you can't be like crying and stuff. Like they're
Mhm.
gonna sit here and judge you and all that, and
they don't always acknowledge the growth spurts that need to happen between climbing towards manhood. It's like there's sometimes a rites of passage, and it's
yeah,
just that, and then that's it. After that, he's a big man, and
yeah,
just
exactly.
Don't
big.
cry. I'll
There's
give you
a
a
big
reason
Don't
to
man.
woman,
You
don't
cry.
want
cry.
a reason to cry?
I'll give you a reason to cry.
Have you
Stop
had
crying.
that happen to you too?
I'm Dominican, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
And it's
Exactly.
hard
So you
for
know what it's like. So sometimes it's hard, for us to like, to tell our friends whereas I feel like, in the white community it's probably like a little more different and they're more acceptive. They have like a lot more access to,
where have you
therapy
learned
and
your
stuff.
concept of whiteness?
um
I know that's an
that's a loaded
unusual question, but it's like,
Yeah.
for you to put yourself outside of your background and say what white people do. Like
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
want to know where you learned your concept
So
of whiteness.
so after high school, I for like about a year, I went to school in Las Vegas for college. I dormed out there, and I had a lot of like Jewish friends and a lot of white friends on that end, and that kind of like gave me an insight to more so like how they view not only mental health but a lot of issues like in the world and stuff. I was able to get, I guess, the white Republican side of things on many aspects. I was able,
how many Jews do you know that are Republicans? Jews are very liberal people. Like for the most part, many
in New
Jews
York,
are.
yeah, but on
Do they even vote?
in Las Vegas was
Right.
a different.
Aren't they all
kinda-
voting for Bernie? What's the,
Yeah, Bernie
I
Sanders.
wish Bernie
yeah.
would have. I wish Bernie would have run. Shit, I wish
Yeah.
that even I would have run. Because guess what? Yo, make me a martyr. That's how I feel about it. Like if I'm representing the people for real, I wouldn't care about a lobbyist. I wouldn't care about the payment. Like, yo, y'all had me broke this long, motherfucker. Like,
Yep.
there's only so much more broke that you can make me. I just so happen to speak on a microphone that you couldn't pay for. And if I could get you to cut a check, it wouldn't be for a microphone, motherfucker. I'm gonna ask for a whole lot more than that. So my thing is like, how do we the people identify ourselves as the people with importance in your eyes? with your whole concept of diversity?
Yeah, I feel like all of us different, different races, like I said, nationalities, all that behind, like we all have our own stories that play into I feel like the bigger picture
Right.
into things as so to say. So it's like just like that same insight that I was just talking about, like when I went to school in the West Coast, and I got get to see how a lot of West Coast people,
you got exposure to some other shit.
yeah, other views, because you got to see like how
People
the other
really
side of the
think.
country really think of the country and
I'm not
matters
trying to
and
blow you
stuff.
up to ask
Yeah.
you what they fucking think, but how have what they think influenced your New York state of mind?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I feel like just throughout, even before I went there, like I always been on big on like the internet. I was one of those internet kids. So like always like I feel like it's really opened my mind state, and that's sort of thing with diversity never abandoned. Like, with diversity is so big, like I've been open to other, standpoints, views from all walks of life. We're all human, and we all have to think like we could all like if you walk in the other person's shoes, you could see a lot of things, and it gives you a different, viewpoint on life.
Okay. I would love for everyone to take a listen to Cruel Intentions.
Hey, yeah.
With the song I Love to See You Perform.
Thank you. That's
Can't wait
out
to
now.
see you do your thing.
Yeah,
Tell them,
on
is there a
Saturday.
big reveal happening this month about Mayday and Cruel Intentions?
Yeah, so Cruel Intentions out now, but Mayday's coming out the 29th. And Cruel Intentions, like I said, I'm big on mental health and love in my music.
And your organization?
Yeah, and
Where can
Diversity
it be
Never
found?
Abandoned. Cruel Intentions out on all platforms. And you can find all my stuff at vicriversdna.com. Once again, that's Diversity Never Abandoned, acronym for DNA. And yeah.
You stand by that?
Yeah, I stand by it. Diversity.
Why suicide prevention? Just because you are someone that felt like you tried so many times to just get rid of this life that you live?
And every time it was music that brought me back. Like, yeah, I have a couple fortunes outside, but like growing up, Tupac, that was that was the artist for me. When I was 13 and I was first going through depression, and like nobody, like I couldn't talk to my friends, couldn't talk to my family. It was like music, and more specifically Tupac's music, like really helped me get through a lot of stuff. And that's why I always, I feel like, not to be too spiritual, but I'm here for a reason.
Why stop?
I survived.
Why stop
suicide.
spirituality?
You better get with it.
Yeah,
you better go full fledged.
What do you mean not to be like? This is the platform for the unknown to get known. So like, we have a innate quality that leads you towards the understanding of self.
Yeah.
There's no not to be in what's got to be.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
don't feel any ways about that.
Yeah, like I at least for myself, I know there's a higher power because the ways I attempted suicide, like I wasn't supposed to make it, and I'm still here 3 times over.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna continue being here.
I attempted suicide 3 times
because you have a mission and you have a purpose. So God's not gonna allow you to do it.
Can you please, tell the people again once more what your name is?
Yeah.
My name is Elizabeth. I go by Queen Bee 161.
All right.
I'm from Washington Heights, so I got to represent my block,
Hey.
161st Street.
What's your experience with suicide?
Well, my niece committed suicide. Actually, her memorial was yesterday, a year ago. And mental health, bipolar, runs on both sides of her mom, her dad. And she was a doctor, and she was weeks away from graduating to be a clinical psychologist. And she was very much involved in mental health. But that goes to show that even her having understanding, it's very hard for a person with mental illness, or whether it's mental illness or learning disability.
Picture she had everyone knew she had mental illness all that time.
Yes.
People
and
don't
still
understand.
succeeded. Like
People don't understand. It's not like you want to.
There's a judgment disorder.
Your brain is.
They have a judgment
against
disorder.
You. Right. I suffer from depression, anxiety, and I get lost in my own thoughts, and sometimes when I get fixated on something, I can't let it go, and it'll go over and over. I'm thinking of every scenario. I'm thinking it's not like that's what I want to do. So
how do you snap yourself out of it?
It eventually I do, but there's been times where like I haven't showered for like a week,
And that's okay.
Yep.
But you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm
it's
going to
like
give you some
you
advice.
stay in a house, you're crying, and you eat, and I'll eat my whole, everything. Some people will be,
And that's
Yeah.
fine.
the people get
And that's
depression and
fine.
they be like, I lost so much weight, I was depressed. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was that kind of depressed.
Not me, yeah.
Because I'll eat my whole life away. Like my mom used to tell me, you're trying to fill the hole in your heart with the food.
Facts.
And that's okay because
That's
that works
another
for
way
you.
to kill yourself.
But I'm
too.
going to give you some advice. Every time you're feeling depressed, think of 5 amazing things that happened in your life.
Right.
What did
Try
you
to
do?
stick to it.
But I've
Did you-
never tried to commit suicide. I think more because I'm very I'm a curious person. So I'm like, but what if it changed? What if it gets better?
Like you
what if I win
question
the lottery?
yourself so many
Yeah.
times.
What
No,
if I
because
kill
you know
myself?
what? That's hope.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And that's great.
Exactly.
for me,
Yep.
I'm just more like, what if?
What do you
What if it
do you
gets
think
better?
happens, guys, when someone loses hope? Like, did your niece lose hope?
Yes. Plus, I'm also going to blame it on her stopping the meds.
Okay.
Mm.
I think that she stopped taking the meds and she probably used those same meds to commit suicide.
Okay.
Okay. And once you do that, your chemical balance is all over the place.
Mhm.
So
Do you think that starting
It's like
meds,
you drop.
starting meds alone, creates chemical imbalance?
absolutely. And I feel that each individual person with, whether that bipolar or schizophrenic or whatever, should have some type of behavioral therapy because
Or an evaluation.
and some kind of I was going to say that an
Mhm.
evaluation to see do they belong under the behavioral therapy
Yeah.
or can they take the
Medical.
meds and stay on the meds?
Mm.
Because if you're going to be on meds, you have to stay on the meds. But a lot of people are in denial.
Yeah.
And so I've
Mhm.
been surrounded by a lot of people with mental illness and
And if you need
I've
to be on
studied
meds, it's
into it a lot.
okay. It's like, don't feel like something's
Yeah.
wrong because you have to take these medications.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, it takes a special type of person to coach,
Yeah.
to counsel. I'm fascinated by human behavior, by the way,
Awesome.
and I'm
I'm an
extremely
anger management
spiritual.
specialist.
Fantastic.
Myself.
Hello, and that's needed as well.
I think everybody needs anger management. I
Mhm.
love to utilize the tools that decimate poverty.
It's needed. Yeah.
So
Yes.
sometimes we suffer from poverty in so many different ways of financial, mental, emotional.
Yeah.
For me, financial, if anybody wants to send me a cash app, let's cash app Butters Basic.
Bring it.
I don't
Yes.
mind it. Hey, it's what it is. I see Joel Osteen and everybody else getting this mop. I'm not trying
Facts.
to teach a church or anything, but
Well,
like,
he
yo,
has to give it back. I think it's over 4 million.
damn,
Wow.
shorty. Listen,
Good.
Vic,
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I was so surprised to see an artist like when I went there, and I wasn't expecting to see everything that came behind the brand that he represented, which was an actual organization that was founded in the thing that he's pushing and staying true to a brand of that. So if anyone's listening right now that wants to support that brand, where would they go? I see you have the
could-
sneaker here.
Yeah, so I do many things.
Is this a therapeutic, futuristic,
yeah.
robotic sneaker?
Yeah, like fashion, music,
Back to the
and
future.
that to go back to what Queen Bee was saying.
Mhm.
There's different avenues for everyone. Therapy helps. If medicines help, by all means, go through that. But
Mhm.
for me, like I was doing therapy when I was 13, and for me at least, anyway, it didn't really work out for me. For me anyway,
What
the
worked
arts
for you?
was like the
arts
arts,
and-
yeah, music, and fashion was always dear to me. So
So now that you've got fashion, where can they find the sneaker?
yeah, so you can find everything on my website, vicriversdna.com. I do clothing from the hoodie to the hat.
And then they're
The
gonna find your
sneakers.
motherfucking
Yeah, you
ass
find
next
my
week,
music.
Saturday,
Yeah.
at the
Yeah, you can
the
see me on the
Conscious
23rd.
concert. Oh my
My
God,
next
it's gonna be the
show, I'm hyped.
bomb.com.
And it's so
Conscious
important
concert.
because especially in the hip hop scene, so many artists suffer from mental illness,
Yes.
a variety of it,
Super facts.
and they hide it very
Yes.
well.
well,
And coming from being a Caribeña and being Dominican, I'm a native in New York. I was born here, first generation American. But yes, you're taught not to cry. You know, if you cry, I'm going to give you something, you know, to cry
Emotion
about.
is supposed to
And
be
so people are shown, and people have, you know,
be emotionless.
learn to suppress their emotions as opposed to talk about it, because you become, it's like a volcano ready to erupt.
Yeah.
And anybody can get it.
So guys, we're going to close the show out. Vic, tell them where they can find you.
So yeah, you can find me on all platforms. Vic Rivers DNA. Once again, the DNA is for diversity, never abandoned. And you can find me on my website, vicriversdna.com. I have my whole full clothing line there, my music, and I'm also building artist consulting services.
All right.
Yeah, you can set up your LLC as an artist if you want, you know, get yourself a business bank account, tax, you know, EIN,
all of the above.
Of that, trademark, publishing, copyrights. I do all of that.
Tell them where again they can find you, Mamacita.
You can find me on Instagram. I go by QueenBee161. That's QUENBEE. The number's 161. And I also air every Monday night on 90.1 FM, WUSB out of Stony Brook University. Battle Zone Radio alongside DJs Digital and DJ Richie Ruckus.
And shout out to the spirit of your niece.
Thank you. Yes. Shout out to Bree. Bree, you know, you're working on the other side. You know, I believe that there's another dimension and that our ancestors are watching over us and leading us and guiding us. So I want to thank my ancestors and my guides and my spirit guides, you know, for always, you know, leading me in the right direction and dropping seeds and trying to teach people and make people move, you know. Blessings to all. Love and light.
Sivan, where can I find you?
At Sivan Comedy, SIVAN_comedy.
And also stay tuned for Love is Love. It's coming to a theater near you.
And everyone,
shout out to Lourdes.
Definitely. Please stay tuned. This is a DTF Radio Sunday Fun Day where you can find the Butters Basics show. And fuck you, Instagram, for deleting my Butters Basics. Sorry, you don't cut these checks. I can say it how I want to here. But you can follow me at Gazebo, GAZZEBO. That's 2 Z's so you don't sleep. 11210, because I'm a Brooklyn girl all day, every day. Please follow the Bout to Blow comedy series, because it's a fact. We could blow it down, and we also gonna blow up. So we about to blow comedy series, y'all. Peace, everybody. Up next, we got the Firestorm coming through with Knowledge.
Let them know about
Thank you so much.
23rd one time.
Most definitely. We're going to close out with the song. All right. It's called Cruel Intentions, everybody, by Vic Rivers.
On October 23rd, Conscious Concert Series. Shout out to Butters.
All right.
Safe sex with no safe hearts. Need more than a muse for my art. Love don't cause they can't afford it. With no shot from afar, I adored it. Backed up by MCM. You rather just be friends. Low steam standards high. Like a side of some